know something weird?
What's that?
I think we're in black and white.
Black and white. That's funny.
Okay, Beavis and Black. uh, this is a review rewind of the Phantom Carriage. I am Matthew, one of the superhero and sci-fi experts.
I guess they're being a little silent today. I guess I'll go then. Paul Allen, horror expert.
Yeah, this I watched this movie earlier tonight, and uh, you're just kind of winging it with me because you
Yeah,
haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
But it was so I don't. We'll get into it later. It was so interesting. I had to make a special episode about it.
All right, let's hear it.
Um, First off, this movie is extremely. It's a horror movie, but it's extremely in depth with Christianity.
Hmm.
So if you don't want to hear about Christianity and God, you might want to skip this episode.
I'm very curious.
Okay, so I'll start. Uh, if you want to watch it, go watch it. It's free to watch on YouTube. In a 4K remaster, actually, came out in 1921. So obviously silent film.
Hmm.
So I will say spoilers in case you want to watch it and don't want to. Even though obviously you have 100 years to watch it.
Do they have the audio version available anywhere?
I mean, they have the score.
Do they do they have accurate subtitles?
I hope so. It's translating from Swedish to English, so I hope so.
I'm very eager to hear about this.
Yeah. So the plot is, well, we'll start. They're telling, a woman is on her deathbed.
Hmm.
She's sick with pneumonia, and she calls for them to look for a guy named David Holm. David is out partying with his friends. It is New Year's Eve. They're out drinking, sitting in a graveyard. One of them he tells a ghost story about if you are an evil man and you die if you're the last person to die before midnight, you have to drive the Phantom Carriage for a year, which is essentially a ghost carriage that drags lost souls to hell.
Hmm.
Like that's your job is to be there at the time of death and take the souls to hell. So, as it were, David gets into a fight with his friends, ends up dying. Maybe. We'll get into that later. So, he is confronted by the guy he
Hmm.
was telling the story about, his friend George's, who died the previous year. Obviously, he's like, "I'm not dead. I'm still alive." All this other stuff. You can't make me do this. And like in the Christmas story with Scrooge, he takes him around and shows him different things. Except not his past, present, and future. He shows him all the wrongs he's done in his life,
Hmm.
all the pain he's caused. He shows how he got uh, the wo- the woman at the beginning of the movie. She was a Salvation Army nurse, and she just wanted to help him after he came in from drinking one night. He got her sick. That's why she's on her deathbed. It's because he coughed on her, or essentially,
Hmm.
or no, she fixed his coat to try to be nice to him because it was all torn. All the germs were on it,
Hmm.
and it got her sick. Now she's on her deathbed. Uh, he coughs in people's faces while he's walking down the road, hoping to kill them. Just uh, abusive while drinking. His wife ran away from him, took the kids, and now he's on the hunt for his wife. And it gets to the point where the nurse finds out that he was married, and he tries. She makes it her mission to set him on the right path.
Hmm.
Gets him and his wife back together. Uh, he's he comes home drunk one night, and he tries to cough in his own kids' faces. the wife locks him in the other room, and then we get the scene that is made popular 60 years later in The Shining of the axe coming through the door.
Mm-hmm.
That was originally from this movie,
Okay.
and she passes out while he's trying to hack through the door. He leaves, and that's when he goes to start drinking.
Mm-hmm.
As he's dead, he tells George's the Reaper that nobody's gonna die here. We don't have to come here. They go to his house. His wife, so distraught over all he's done, is preparing poison in a drink for her and her children.
Mm-hmm. And
that's what this is towards the end of the movie. This is where it finally gets him to see what he's done. He's like, "What do I?" I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember the exact dialogue. Who do I turn to? How do I pray? Do I pray to God? Do I pray to Jesus? Just throw me in eternal darkness, but save my family. And he's just begging, crying out
Mm-hmm.
for just anything to save his family. And then Georgia says, "You have something like, you have finally seen the error of your ways. It was a near-death experience." He
Mm-hmm.
says, "Return to your body," and he wakes up. And he goes home and like breaks down in front of his wife, saying he wants to change.
Mm-hmm.
That's the gist of the movie. There is a lot of stuff that takes place in this movie.
That sounds very intense and truthfully a story that could be done today
Yes.
with COVID instead of pneumonia, of course.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting. I need to watch that.
Yeah. Like I said, it's free on YouTube, and they recolor graded it from black and white. So the yellow scenes where it's color grade yellow is the living.
Mm-hmm.
Red is a flashback, like a memory, and blue is the land of the dead. So they've obviously black and white. You couldn't tell that difference, so they like color graded it to you.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that they did that with Nosferatu too, to tell the daylight from the nighttime. They did like yellow and blue, I think,
Mm-hmm.
for the remaster. Same company. Oh no, it's not the same company. This is Criterion redoing it. Not Nosferatu, was Kino.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a lot of stuff. At one point, they send like a one of the other nurses brings like a flyer to the bar where he's staying, because they're where he's drinking. They're still trying to. This one girl's still trying to get him to see all he's doing wrong, and his friend takes the flyer and he's like, starts kind of like cracking up. He's like, "Go ahead, go get saved. I'll come watch." And he kind of like makes a mockery of it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of stuff to unpack in this movie. And for a silent film, a lot of silent films are kind of overacted to make up for the lack of dialogue.
Right.
This felt like more like a modern movie in terms of the acting. Like, it was really well done. It probably could have won an Oscar if Oscars existed back then
Mm-hmm.
for like best acting.
Huh. So, what do you give it out of 10?
Pure 5 out of 5. It's definitely going to be on my list of best horror movies of all time. Might even break my top 100 of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It was just really well done. And it's just that call, like, if you're living in evil, you got to turn from that.
Mm-hmm.
And one day it's going to be too late. You can't...
In spite of the 3 Days Grace song.
Yeah. You can't go around being an evil person. And
No.
doesn't work out. But, yeah, it kind of seems inspired by A Christmas Story in that way.
Mm-hmm.
It is a Swedish movie.
You mean A Christmas Carol?
Yeah. What did I say?
Christmas Story.
Oh, no.
You'll shoot your eye out if you're evil.
Yeah, let me look up the. Oops, there is a storm coming.
There's a storm coming.
I planned that perfectly by accident. I did not mean to do that, and that worked. I'm getting on IMDb to get the info. When in doubt, IMDb your way out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it came out in 1921. The director.
Does it remind you of your youth?
No, it's actually almost as old as John, though. Or John's almost as old as Ed, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
The director also starred in it. Like I said, this is a Swedish movie. Victor Jolstrom? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. S.J.
Let me see. Sjölstrom.
I was close. Yeah, he directs and plays David Holm. There was a quote that they used twice in the movie. Actually, first I'll get into Charlie Chaplin said this is one of the best films ever made.
Okay.
A line that is used twice in the movie. Once during the climax when he's the Georges the Reaper says I offer this prayer on New Year's. And he used the line, and then after David sees the error of his way, he actually repeats the line when he's with his wife. It is, Lord, please let my soul come to maturity before it is reaped.
Mm-hmm.
Let me turn away from all the childish things I do, wicked, whatever, and let me come to grow before my time comes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think this is a really profound movie.
Do you recommend it for all the viewers?
Yes, I do. Well, if you like silent films. Like obviously if you don't like silent films, don't bother watching it. And obviously being 1920s, that's not that scary.
Right.
But it's very well done.
You know, I did a little research on the lead actor
Yeah.
in this, and from what I found on IMDb, he got the script and he was speechless.
Nice. Dylan's not here to add it for you,
If
though.
you don't count that, Dylan, I will demolish you.
Let's say that again, silent. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed this little review rewind.
I added so much to the conversation.
Do you have anything else you want to add, or?
Go and watch this movie so that you can formulate an opinion on it and hopefully take something from it. I know I will.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's on YouTube. If you want the English subtitles, there's 2 videos uploaded. It's on the Film Preservation Society channel.
Okay.
Because there's another one called Moonflix, but it does not show the English subtitles for the text cards.
Right.
So, yeah, we thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember, when this episode drops at midnight tonight, it is currently Tuesday. So in a few, 2 hours? 2 hours. Our 90s blockbuster episode will be up.
Heck yeah.
And if we get that to 100 views,
then I, Paul freaking Allen, and Garrett Russell will sign a DVD and give away to one of our subscribers.
but you have to be subscribed to YouTube.
You must be subscribed to YouTube.
When is the deadline for those?
A week. So
Okay.
next Wednesday.
Okay.
Next Wednesday evening.
Yes. So, yeah, if you want that, subscribe to our YouTube and watch our 90s blockbuster episode.
And the other criteria is we must get 100 views.
Right. So, yeah, give us feedback, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And
tell Matthew how shiny he is.
Hopefully with these lights higher, I am not that shiny this time.
You look like you're just smothered in the Rock's baby oil.
That line from Fast and Furious. You better have that baby oil. You better have that big forehead.
That's one of the greatest improvised lines of all time.
And the fact that it was, improvised. Ludacris spit out his drink.
Yes.
We thank you for watching this. Hope you have a good week.
And we'll see you the next time.
See ya.
We have been the Cinema Asylum Podcast. You guys were awesome. Thanks for coming out. Good night.